Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Develop your bedroom skills. And I had touched on this last week because, look, and shout out Master Teacher BGS because he had talked about, he had crystallized 4 pillars of the game of man gets woman. You know, it's the bait, it's the conversation, it's the sex skills, and even before all of that is the environment that you're in. Now the sex skills, we're not talking about that a lot. People don't talk about that. I talk about it on my Patreon, but I'm not hearing a lot of people discuss it as I've been going more and more into it in these public spaces. But you gotta have skills. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how good you look. See, a lot of guys don't get it because they ain't getting some. You got to satisfy the woman in the bedroom. If you want to be satisfied in the bedroom. Now, you get some guys say, well, it don't matter if they satisfy. Hey, if you want them to come back, yeah, it matters a whole lot. If you want them to come back, hey, if you want her to get up, after an hour, because you should have knocked her out and get up and make you some food or something, get you a ham sandwich. And trust me, women are a lot more cooperative when you made them holler. But see, a lot of people ain't talking about that. And you have to develop the skill. Now, the only issue with that is effectively developing the skill. Because look, let's just be real. You have to be able to get a woman to begin with. And I'm gonna get into just some basics, because I've discussed it before, but I'm seeing I need to discuss it again. Just some basics. And it's just a basic principle with the woman when you're dealing with the woman. But what you have out here, a lot of guys, they just think, okay, you get them, then what? Okay, she think you look good, then what? Because really, and that's why I always say there's a difference between having sex appeal and looking good. A man can look good, but a woman gonna look at him and look, I'm gonna be raw with it. She gonna look at him and say, I don't think he can fuck. Because that's the main thing. They looking who's gonna be good in bed, not just who look good with them outside in the world. Indeed, sometimes a women, they will get, so if they can, they get a good looking guy, go to the parties with them, go to the wedding reception, all of that stuff with, look good in front of their friends. But then the guy actually tearing them up in the bedroom. It's a strong tendency to be what women would call ugly sexy. And see, it's like, okay, why would they mess with that ugly guy? At that point, women want to be satisfied. At that point, they want a guy who's going to tear them up. Because trust me, if you having sex with a woman good, she ain't looking at you like that. Her eyes should be fluttering. Her eyes should be in ecstasy. She should be floating on cloud 9. She ain't measuring your jawline at that point. And anybody who says otherwise, I guarantee you, they don't get too much sex that they didn't have to pay for. You gotta have the skill. Now here's some basics that you just need to have when we're talking about skill. Here's some basics that you need to have. And as far as those basics is basically, look, take your time. Don't go in there thinking about, oh wow, I'm tear it up and bust that nut. No, you want to be able to learn to practice true seed retention. Notice I say true seed retention. True seed retention is being able to have sex with a woman, like actually butt naked, raw, no condom sex with a woman and still hold your seed. That's true seed retention. Now, nowadays, I highly advise you wear a condom. You should be able to hold it better then. You want it to last. And you also want to really pay attention to the woman. See how she is responding to each and every stroke. How is she responding? Is she just laying there while you just pumping away? No good. No good at all. She ain't feeling it. You might as well just stop. You might as well be the one to be like, you know what? This ain't working for either one of us. Now, you want to see is she twitching? What's her body doing? Is she flailing about? Watch what her eyes are doing. Watch what her mouth is. If like say her mouth is closed when you first in there, but she gradually opens it. Gradually, just a little bit gradually. That means she's feeling something. You know, feel her nipples. Are they hard or are they soft? And in fact, let me go back to the nipples. Always start with the breasts. At least 10 minutes each on each one of them. Her breast is a reflex point connected to her vagina. And really, that's why a lot of women like to breastfeed. They're getting something from it. They feel something from it. Start there. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Just don't rush. Try to engage in some foreplay. Don't just be, you know, yeah, sometimes you might, depending on the woman, it might be a good quickie, but the first time you get with her, really take your time. Establish something. Establish something. You know, change up your stroke when you're done. Don't just be bang, bang, bang. Change it up. Grind something. You know, do what sets of 9. So y'all don't have to look it up, because I always tell people, what sets of 9? 9 shallow strokes. So you're just sticking the head in. 9 shallow strokes, 1 long stroke. And then that's the first set. The second set, 8 shallow strokes. 8 shallow strokes, 2 long ones. And then 7 shallow strokes, 3 long ones. And shoot, I've yet to see a woman not like that one. But you switching it up. And especially around the front, because a lot of guys will talk about the G spot and everything. It's scary how many people don't know where it is. The G spot is, if you know where her clitoris is, if you're looking straight at her, it's going to be slightly, if you're looking at her, slightly to your right. Just slightly, not directly under, but slightly. And the best way to find it is to arouse her. If you arouse her, take your time. Work on those breasts, you know, stimulate her clitoris. It'll come find you. But don't rush. Don't rush. Especially in these times, many women are very defensive. Many women are very defensive. They're not comfortable. They're carrying a lot of tension. And I talk about it more on in a few Rom TV series. But you don't want to rush her. You know, you gotta, like, really foreplay starts. You gotta get her comfortable. It starts before y'all even get in the bedroom. You gotta get her comfortable. You gotta, like one of the ways to get her comfortable, whatever she gotta say, just listen without any judgment. In fact, don't show any judgment. The more comfortable she is sexually with you, the better. Very important, very important. And these are just basics. These are just basics. And then basically you got to learn yourself, just yourself, learn yourself. You got to deal with any sexual hangups that you have, you know, including your size. Let's just be real. I've actually had guys ask me, well, my stuff ain't this long or something. The average woman's vagina is 4 inches. The average penis is 5. And really, if you do that sets of 9, you don't need to go all the way in anyway. The G-spot is only an inch in. So it's like, stimulate that shit. Because women, you get lesbians be getting off with each other. They not penetrating each other. Where's the size there? That's because they focus on the clitoris. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You just have to, look, just take your time and learn yourself at every single moment that you get with a woman. That's a good thing. Now, I was going to get into earlier about the practice. That's the only thing. You're going to have to first get the woman. That's the tough part. I understand that. But then when you get that one woman, and I'm going to tell you what, it's actually better if you don't have any experience with women, start out with not like a quick one-night stand, but a girlfriend. It's actually better, even if it's for a few months, because you'll learn a lot. And plus you'll learn a lot about women's different moves, how they are at different times of the month and everything. And that's actually better, someone like that, because because one time I've talked about this before, and a guy was like, well, what if, I pay for it? That woman you paying for will tell you any damn thing. Unless it's one of those women that call themselves a sexual surrogate, and I'm gonna be real. I've never had to get one, so I don't know how effective they are. But other than them, the rest of them, they're gonna tell you whatever. They're gonna be like, it's the lousiest thing they ever had in their mind, but they'll say it's the best ever. Then you go out there and do the same thing to a regular woman, and she's gonna be like, what the fuck you doing? It is what it is. So anyway, that's it for now. That's it for now. But just in general, you know, check out different books and everything on sexual skills. And just in general, just take your time. Even with the books, just take your time. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush. There's other things I could point out too, but just on a basic thing, take your time. Take your time. Think like old school players were like, she gets hers first. Just have that attitude and trust me. True seed retention. You got to have enough control to hold your seed, even if you in her raw. That takes practice, but you know, just have that attitude, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for now. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.